Welcome to the Wednesday Warrior Wrap-Up, where we take a look at some of the awesome news and reveals of this week. First up on the Wednesday Warrior Wrap-Up, we have a look at some Transformers items from the Hasbro team. First up, we have a look at the new Doom and Destruction, or the Wreck and Rule 2-pack that's going to be part of the Amazon capsule of Spinster and Top Spin, I believe it is, Top Spin, because Twin Twister was the last time. I believe is the two that are in this is Top Spin and Spinster, and this time around Spinster comes with his Target Master, so this is a really cool chance for you to get this character who has gone up in value and to get him with his actual Target Masters. The first time around you could get the Target Masters for him, and they were part of the Siege mold design, and so you could get Singe, I believe, by himself, and Hair Splitter, I believe, was the other one. It came with Skywarp, but I think it had a different name at the time. I'll have to go back and look myself. But now if you want his two Target Masters to match the other two that came with the, was it Quake and Needle Nose, now you can have all three of them kind of matching weapons and looking really cool together. I'll probably give my two that I got from Skywarp and the standalone release to this version since it's comic looking, and then give these two Target Masters to my actual Spinster from Siege. But another thing is this doesn't have battle damage on it because it doesn't have the Siege battle damage like the Spinster did the first time around. And then that was available on Hasbro and Amazon. Both links in the description down below. I believe by now it's sold out on Hasbro, but Amazon still has it. It'll be coming out later this year. Then we have a look at the Transformers Generations G1, I'm going to call animated accurate Trypticon. I think it's just called Transformers Generations Selects Age of the Primes G1 Trypticon, but this one this time around is very animated accurate color wise, and it went up, sold out on Pulse, but is still available on Entertainment Earth and Big Bad Toys at this time. I put the links down below for any of them that I could find. I think I put Big Bad Toys and Hasbro. I might have not put Entertainment Earth, but you can go there and find it. And this one is really cool because it's more animated accurate looking, so it's a technically newer version. Same mold with the fixed tips this time around, but with the animation accurate paint. I'm curious if this means we'll get a Generation Selects upgrade kit for it that comes with like Brunt and some other little things that can go with this one to have the Brunt kind of match the colors, because the purple is still a little bit lighter than the purple that comes on Brunt. But I don't think it's that big of a deal if they don't. I just think it'd be cool if they did do that and then had like some extra add-ons that came with that Brunt. Maybe do that for like a Pulse Con exclusive or something like that in the future of this year. But that was really cool. And then we've got a bunch of Studio Series items, 6 in total. First off, we got a Transformers Devastation Optimus Prime Deluxe class, which we talked about a while back. Now it's officially available and up for pre-order. And then we got a repackage or package refresh of the Transformers Studio Series, the 86 movie Jazz. This is about our third time getting him. I think we got two package. We got the original release way back when Studio Series 86 first started. He was the first one. Then we got a package refresh at one point. Then we got the 5-pack one that was in the Generation Selects Autobot 5-pack. And then if you bought the Takara stuff off of Pulse and Big Bad Toys, he came in that too. So this is like our 4th or 5th time getting Jazz here in the US, which is really crazy, which means if you have any of those already and you get this one, or you want to, you can kind of customize them to be the other versions of Jazz, if you G2, or painted to be Shattered Glass. And then we have a look at Transformers Deluxe Class Dark of the Moon Wheeljack Parenthesis Q, I think is what his name is. It's the one from Dark of the Moon where they were like, is it Wheeljack? Is it someone else? We never really knew, but this is another one of those items that for a lot of people is really expensive to get the older one from the Dark of the Moon toy line. This is a more accurate version that is now a chance for you to get it for a better price. And then I believe we got a Voyager scale Transformers War for Cybertron Ironhide, which takes that Ratchet mold and changes it just a tiny bit and gives us Ironhide with his different gun. And then we got 2 leader classes. Leader class Transformers Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, which looks really cool. And then we got Transformers Dark of the Moon from the Studio Series Shockwave. This is another package refresh, but one that is very much needed because it is very hard to get this figure. So now it's a chance for you to get it, and we're going to get some Dark of the Moon stuff probably in an anniversary edition soon because the movie's about to have its anniversary. So it's a good way to start that up. But yeah, that is, once again, Devastation Optimus Prime, Wheeljack from Dark of the Moon / Q, Ironhide, Jazz, and leader class, the 2 leader classes. So yeah, Deluxe Devastation Optimus, Studio Series 86 Jazz, Wheeljack / Q, Ironhide, Age of Extinction Optimus, and Dark of the Moon Shockwave. So we've got about 8 items that went up. And then not pictured here, but it went up earlier, was the Transformers MPG 15, I believe it is, Rat Trap. I don't have an image of it here, but it did go up on GameStop, and then it went up on Hasbro Pulse, Big Bad Toys, and Team Earth. So you can go to my Instagram to find the links for that and see all the images and everything like that. It's really cool. And in Super 7 toy news, which we have about 3 little segments here about Super 7. First up is there is 2 new glow-in-the-dark Super 7 figures. They've been releasing quite a bit of glow-in-the-dark figures recently, both in the Ultimates and the Reaction line. And we have here a Ultimates D&D cartoon series Skeleton Warrior character. I feel bad that I don't remember his name, but really cool chance for you to get this character with like a glow-in-the-dark feature. Really awesome looking. And then we have a look at the Power Rangers Lightning Megazord glow-in-the-dark reaction figure in this really cool packaging. Really awesome to get some Power Rangers merch out there. I know that we're still waiting for the transition to Playmates, getting a lot of the mainline toys and stuff out there. I believe Super 7 will still be making stuff. Hasbro, I believe, is just kind of, you know, they're really focusing on the major 4 of G.I. Joe, Transformers, Star Wars, and Marvel. And then Magic the Gathering and D&D, they do stuff here and there with. Power Rangers and Ghostbusters are kind of, you know, Ghostbusters a little bit more than Power Rangers, but we're definitely seeing a flux in the productive products that Hasbro's putting out. When it comes to Power Rangers, it seems like it's definitely going to be licensing out more than it's going to be working on it. I'm just so shocked because it just shows you really need to look into the industry stuff and see how a brand is doing in a whole, and not just assume because you're buying it, it's doing well. Because I was a big fan of the Lightning Collection and the Zord Ascension line, and I didn't really buy any of the Zords, but I always wanted to get them. But I was kind of, you know, on the fence about it, and we never got the White Tiger Zord. We never got any of the other stuff, but that's besides the point. This is about Super 7, and there are awesome products they have here. So if you're a glow-in-the-dark fan like me, here's 2 new offerings for you. More Super 7 news, something I'm very excited about because I've been hoping that these would come out again after so many years of Hasbro saying that they might or might not do it. It looks like they are licensing out the Micronauts franchise to Super 7. So we will be seeing Micronauts figures in the Reaction Plus line, which means they're going to be articulated. And first up, we have these 2 here. I feel bad I'm pulling a blank on their names, but you can see their names there. I'm very excited for this series of figures because they started the Reaction Plus line with G.I. Joe, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. And now they're doing it with Micronauts, and I really hope that we'll see a lot of the characters both from the comics and from the toy lore, because I would love to see a new Pharaoh and a new, I always feel bad, the Gliding Warrior and all those, the Time Warrior, all those different ones. I'd love to see Super 7 do all of them and give us a full 3-inch line of articulated Micronauts figures again, and maybe even Ultimates. You know, it'd be cool to have a couple of the key characters in Ultimates like they do with Transformers. But yeah, just a really cool bring back of a franchise that, you know, I always liked, kind of like Mask and Visionaries. It's fun to see Micronauts back on the shelves, even if it's, you know, only a couple here and there throughout the year. And finally, when it comes to the Super 7 news, this will wrap it up. We have a look at the second wave of the G.I. Joe Reaction Plus wave, which I'm very excited for. We have a look here at Duke with his animation accurate gun and the mind control band. These figures don't come with too many accessories. I mean, the bat is an exception. The bat came with, you know, a lot of stuff that was in the first wave, but they have just enough to kind of, you know, add on to them. You can always use your older G.I. Joe accessories with these. And then we have a look here at a Cover Girl. No, not Cover Girl. Who's the other one I'm thinking about? Oh, Serpentor. We have Cover Girl was in the first wave. We have a look here at Serpentor with a dagger and a soft goods cape. Looks really awesome. I'm excited for this one. And then the final 2, they're a little tricky. I believe they're Target exclusives because I didn't see them on Super 7, Big Bad Toys, or Entertainment Earth as the other two are. So I think these ones might be a Target exclusive to begin with, and then like NECA does Target exclusives and Walmart exclusives, and then they become, you know, everyone's. I think Super 7 is doing something like that with these two, and of course these are two that I have a hard time remembering the names of, but one is the Gladiator that fights Duke with the headband, who was the top hero of the people that got, you know, enslaved by Cobra in that episode series, little story arc. And the other one is the little furry monsters that blew up like gremlins and became the giant furry monsters on the space station in that G.I. Joe episode. So all four of these, I have the links in the description down below. They're really cool looking. Really love this. And now over to Mattel news, specifically Masters of the Universe. We have a look at a new 2-pack that is a Target exclusive, and we have covered this before, but now we have the official pre-order link, and it will be going up soon. And that is of the Masters of the Universe Origin Sketchbook series, which I think is a new thing they're going to be doing. Hordak and Grizzlor, I feel bad I can't pronounce his name quite well. I think it's Grizzlor. But this 2-pack is a, I believe, a concept art sketchbook kind of like thing that they're going to be doing, where it's, you know, this is what Hordak and one of his henchmen were supposed to look like before they finally finished with what they wanted them to look like. I don't know offhand if that's exactly what it's going for. I think that is. But it's a really fun idea. I'd like to see more from this if they're going to be doing like more of the artist concepts and stuff like that from the MOTU stuff. But just a really awesome offering. It's available on Target.com. The link is in the description down below. It might not be active yet, so you might have to wait till a date that it goes live. But I was able to find the link early and share it down below. So if you want to bookmark it for when it goes live, you can. Really cool offering. Love it when they do things like this with toys where they have, you know, other stuff that isn't like the mainline stuff. And over at McFarlane Toys this week, we have a look at more of those Marvel statue figurines, and these are really cool looking. We have 3 that are 1/6 scale, I believe it is. They're a little bit bigger, and that is of the Secret Wars introduction of the black suit Spider-Man, the symbiote suit, done in a figurine statue style. And then we have a look at Thor, which looks really, really cool. And then we have a look at, of course, the first appearance, Sam Wilson as Captain America. Really awesome. And then we have 4 smaller ones that are the smaller scale of Daredevil, the Amazing Spider-Man, Storm, and Cyclops in his very Jim Lee outfit with the yellow visor and the blue and yellow geared outfit. Definitely one of my favorite versions of Cyclops, right up there with the original, you know, dark blue, yellow boots kind of outfit. So hopefully we'll see that one if we haven't yet. But quite a few of these have come out, so I might have missed that. But yeah, no, this is really fun to see McFarlane kind of just pushing out these, you know, statuettes. I know that there's a lot of people that do collect them. I know I've seen them at Targets and Walmarts now and GameStops, and they seem to be very popular. It's very good because they're perfect for like bookends to your comic book shelves or your bookshelves. So I see a lot of use in that. And then if you're someone who isn't, you know, into posable action figures, but you want a figurine of something and you want to not like pay big prices for it, these are really good because I think they range from anywhere from like, I want to say 20 to 50. I could be wrong. I can't remember all the prices of all of them, but he has so many different scales and they vary in price, but they're all definitely under, you know, 100, which I've seen some statues go for. So just some really cool offerings from McFarlane. And like always, this week in comic news and comics we think look cool this week, we have 3 comics we picked that we thought were really awesome. Yes, they're all Marvel, but first up is What If Galactus Transformed Moon Knight. This is part of the What If series of Galactus transforming people. We talked about Gambit last week. I believe it was Hulk either the previous week or the week before that, but we were getting them at rapid fire, and now we have the one I'm most excited about. When I did the Marvel Unlimited vote, I voted that this one was going to be the one I was most excited about because I'm a Moon Knight fan, and I really want to see what Cosmic Moon Knight can do, because I think that's really cool, and I think he's a really awesome character, Moon Knight, you know, for being someone who's kind of like, you know, borderline Deadpool / Punisher, kind of with like the, you know, crazy mercenary kind of, you know. I always remember the old comics where like, that's Moon Knight, he throws random stuff, and he goes random stuff, and he throws his different weapons at them. So I'm just excited to see what this will be like, and I like these one-shots. And then next up, we have a much-anticipated Marvel's Ultimate Wolverine. We saw this, I believe, at Comic-Con when they revealed that they were doing this. It is a very awesome-looking Wolverine. I like the costume. I like the way it looks. I'm very excited for it to see what it entails. So I'm definitely going to be looking into this. And then third and finally, for you X-Men fans out there who are a fan of Rogue, we have Marvel's Rogue Savage Lands. And so it takes place in the Savage Lands, which if you're a Marvel X-Men fan, you know that the Savage Lands is the hidden lands, I believe, in the Arctic or the North Pole. I always get them mixed up. And this comic takes place in that landscape, in that story area, where you'll have, you know, the Tarzan looking guy. I think it's Kozar. I always forget how to say his name. They just had his Marvel Legends figure recently. And then, of course, his Sabretooth sidekick, and then Rogue, and then Magneto's involved, and it's just really cool. So I'm excited for it. So those are the 3 comics I'm looking forward to this week. Let me know in the comments down below if there's any comics you're looking forward to, or that you picked up, or you're going to pick up. Maybe some suggestions if there's any you thought were cool that I should look into. And like always, stop by your local comic shop, pick up some comics, and support them. And in our creative corner this week, we have a look at someone on Instagram. We have a look at cheesy_cryptid, I believe that's how you say it, on Instagram. And they are an artist who does really amazing pieces of different, you know, fandoms. Transformers was there, so of course that caught my eye. So you have these really cool pieces of Shockwave and Starscream and kind of cities, kind of like, you know, wandered around and seen people, and it's got a very Blade Runner vibe. And in that same vein of things, we have a Blade Runner reference / Transformers crossover of Megatron, and then Optimus Prime is the hologram girl, doing the whole "Are you lonely?" joke, lonely thing. So I just really like that. And then of course they had some really amazing other pieces. They had a Barbenheimer piece, which I thought was really cute here, and then of course a Studio Ghibli piece of the, I believe it's the Castle in the Sky robot, which is one of my favorite robot designs when it comes to different animes and cartoons. I just love that, you know, flying robot. So it's definitely one of the keystones in, you know, robot history, in my opinion. So it's just a really beautiful piece of a landscape with the robot. And then just some other amazing pieces. Go to their Instagram and check it out if you like, you know, art stuff about like pop culture and references and things. There's a lot of cool stuff there. There's some D&D stuff that I don't have shown here that was there. So definitely give them a follow, give them the likes. Share it with your friends who are into that stuff too, of like D&D, Transformers, and, you know, movie stuff like Barbenheimer. Or if you're a Blade Runner fan, they have some, you know, art like that. But yeah, just really amazing stuff. So definitely go give them a look and check it out. I've got their link for their page in the description down below for their Instagram. And thank you so much. And that about wraps it up. Thanks for stopping by. If you have any comments, leave them in the comments section. If you're feeling generous, share it. And thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye.